Welcome back. Today we are making the Mongolian beef soup dish. Start with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, tablespoon of minced garlic, and a teaspoon to a tablespoon and a half of ginger. I'm making a larger pot today, so I did 2 tablespoons of each and half a tablespoon of ginger. That is a half a cup of soy sauce. I like to add a little bit more. I like a little bit extra flavoring. Next, some beef broth. Instead of just going to the water, I have about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of beef broth. We like to buy in bulk and buy it cheap whenever possible, maximize our funds and our time. We prefer to use low sodium soy sauce, low sodium products when we can. Next, I'm preparing the beef. Add a little olive oil, coat the cast iron skillet. Remember, when you're cooking meat, put one side in the triglyceride, oil, butter, etc. Olive oil this time. Season the top, flip it once, season the other top, add some more butter, olive oil, etc. The traditional recipe calls for flank steak. I was defrosting the steak from the night before. Currently dumping out the water, cutting the corner off of the flank steak. Actually, here I'm going to cut the corner off right now, off the packaging. I find it easier to cut after cooking, and more of the juices stick around if you do so. So that's when I trim. Just drop in each piece in the cast iron skillet. Yes, the traditional method is to use flank steak. I use an Angus steak that's cheapest, or the best looking, cheapest steak available. Washing my hands after throwing away the meat package. Now I'm demonstrating how I prepare the steak. Go ahead use a little bit of the ginger and garlic that I used in the stew. Putting some of that stuff away. Grabbing coconut oil to be the top triglyceride. Getting a good coating. The reason why you put a triglyceride on both sides and oil, water can't pass through oil. It doesn't pass through oil easily. So if you put oils on both sides of your meat, the flavor gets trapped inside. The juices get trapped inside the meat itself. Brown sugar, scraping a little bit of that into the stew. The traditional recipe calls for like 3/4 of a cup. I don't like to do that. I just add a little sprinkling, like a couple little sprinklings here and there. Adding a little bit of water. 1 cup of water. If you want a copy of the recipe or ingredients, comment down below and I will figure out a way to post it. Share it to you guys. Trying to set up the stand a little bit better. You can see while I prep inside the sink. I prefer to prep above and around the sink so that way any juices or anything nasty can be rinsed off in the moment or just go down the drain. Always make sure your knife is sharp. It's far more dangerous to have a dull knife than a sharp knife. Watch out for when I start forging kitchenware. I'm going to try and learn how to make every design and some of the best knives possible. Sell that on here as an affiliate link or something. Alright, so this is dicing up. I think these are more slices. 2 broccoli crowns. I mostly just use the stems. Cut off the last bit of piece. Make sure everything is good. Anything that looks off or coarse, I get rid of. I tend to use the pot lid to help scrape everything off into the pot. Next is 2 leeks. Sliced. If you cut off a larger chunk at the bottom where it still has the Roots, you can regrow leeks very easily by planting them in some fresh soil and water. Rinsing them off again. Cleaning the next leak. Even a good head to put in the yard. Also like the idea of food over grass. Who wants to eat grass? Slicing up some asparagus. Get rid of the hard bottom pieces. Taking it over the pot. At this point, the meat's probably cooking pretty good on the one side. Make sure you guys flip it only once. Turn down the heat. Some celery. Luckily, celery is pretty easy to dice. It probably took me a while to handle the beef. I had gone outside to cut some of our green onions from the garden. Getting close to winter around here right now, so garden isn't producing quite as much. Showing that it's a green onion. Getting a little bit more water. Trying to figure out the best angle to show you guys cutting up the meat. Time to start the stew. Medium to high. I grabbed the little yellow bowl to get the scraps for the dogs. First I cut off all the fatty scraps that I'm planning on giving to the dogs. Then cutting the meat, dicing, slicing, however you want. Just try to get it to bite-sized pieces, makes it easier at this point. Always put the knife up and away from your face or from anywhere where it could fall. Never catch a falling knife. Often like to stack the meat to cut it easier. After all the meat is poured in, dog scraps are divided between the dogs. Next most important thing is turn the heat up. Wait for it to boil. Once it boils, take it directly off the heat and let it cool down. The moment it starts boiling. Right here I'm just mashing things up, scraping the bottom, stirring. But from here on out, most important thing is wait for the stew to boil. Clean up everything you can as you go. Once it's boiling, turn it off. Leave the lid on it. Let it sit for a few minutes, and it's ready to serve. We're here for you guys. Please like, follow, subscribe. Help push out these videos. I'm all about helping people get more efficient. Because I feel like when we're all more efficient, we're winning at life. Y'all have a great day.